Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Business Bites. My name is Henry. I am here from the Kent Invicta Chamber of Commerce. I am delighted to be joined by Lydia from We Do Marketing, who is going to be delivering a bit of a workshop for us all this morning on how to attract new businesses. So I'm sure that throughout this session, a lot of you are going to have plenty of questions. If you do have any questions at all, please just drop them into the chat. We will address all of those at the end in a dedicated session. Those of you who might be joining from, say, your iPhone or anything like that, it might just come up saying that your name is iPhone. So if you could please rename yourself just so we know who you are and if your name needs changing. So that is enough from me. I'm now going to pass you over to Lydia. Lydia, over to you.
Fabulous. Good morning, everyone. Imagine this business owner, let's call him Steve. He's juggling clients, invoices, staff issues, you know the drill. He's spending hours attending networking events every single week, handing out cards, following up. But at the end of the month, there's no real ROI. He's exhausted, frustrated, and wondering why all of this effort isn't bringing in the clients he actually wants. He tried a different approach. He focused on strategic lead generation and targeted marketing, the kind that brings the right people to the door. And within a few weeks, he started getting emails and calls from ideal clients ready to buy, not just endless instructions and copies that go nowhere. That's the difference that smart strategy makes. And that's exactly what we're going to explore in today's session. I'm Lydia Mckeown, founder and director of We Do Marketing, a strategic agency based in Canterbury and Kent. We help businesses to align their marketing activities to their business goals. And if you're still just doing social media for the sake of it at the moment, good for you, but it is a waste of time, and I'm going to help you find a better way today. So I'm here to focus and realign your marketing activities to get the results you want. It's going to be a super valuable session. I've built something that I'm going to share with you, and when you leave today, you're going to have something really tailored to you. These workshops can be quite broad, but we're going to make it really super tailored. So when you leave the session, you've got your own blueprint for attracting new business. So I'm going to switch on the slides. Look, right, so this orange, if you haven't seen my recent LinkedIn post or heard me talk recently, you might think, has she gone mad? Or am I even in the right place? But basically, the orange is your whole market. So this is everybody that you could sell to. And inside that orange, once you start to peel away the layer of peel, is the segments. And a typical orange has around 10 to 12 segments. And businesses will often work with lots of different groups of customers. And so these are your different customer groups. And then inside those segments are the juicy little pulp bits, full of juice. These are the different people in your customer groups. And I think this is a really nice way of explaining how you can work with everybody, or you can target individual segments. And what we need to think about is I want you to pick one segment, and this will simplify your marketing and streamline it. It doesn't mean that we're going to ignore everybody else, because you still have the rest of your marketing. But what I want you to do today is focus on one segment, and that's going to help to streamline. So has everybody got a segment in mind? Else the rest of this is going to be quite difficult for you, because I'm going to get you to scan a QR code. So don't rush ahead. Please wait for me, because I'm going to talk through each of the stages on here, and you won't get the value out of it if you are rushing ahead. So if you've got your segment, it can be really difficult to pick just one segment. So maybe think of your best customer right now, or think of the one that costs you the least to do business with, but you get the most money out of. They can be really good ones to kind of focus on your bread and butter client. But yeah, think of one segment, and when you're ready, let me know when you've scanned the QR code. Henry, I can't see anybody, so you might have to let me know if everyone's ready.
I've scanned it, so I think pretty much everyone else would be good to go as well.
Okie doke. Okay, cool. So we're going to do your new business growth blueprint. So first question on there, once you get through, I've even got to do it now. I've done this so many times. First question when you get through is, who that audience group is. And you can see on there that you can be super selective. And I want you to be super selective as well. So you'll see it says small wellness businesses. If you can put in there what it is and what group that is that you're talking about. Now, have in mind one of those juicy bits in the segment. Where did that audience come from? Did they find you on Google? If you don't know where they found you, maybe pick your biggest source of lead generation and the best one that works for you. But really, it's best if we know that. If you don't know that, put a side note down to find out where these types of customers are coming from. There might be some like actions that you find as we work through this. Start to fill out the boxes. You really need to be careful with what you're putting in there because this is going to be on your blueprint at the end. Now we're on to defining your goal and audience. So this is about where do they come from? What you're trying to achieve from this customer. So what is it you want from them? Try to be realistic. So make sure that if you're wanting sales, make sure that you're already getting some sales from this customer group. If it is a new customer group, then let's be realistic about the starting point. Put a date in there. You'll notice that you can actually select tomorrow. Please don't. Give yourself a chance. You're going to have to make a little bit of a marketing plan around this once you do it. So give yourself at least 3 months, I'd say. It gives you an opportunity to change your approach. So select your goal date. And then what type of goal is this? So if you have said that you want to get more sales, add more in sales, add your sales type goal in there. If it's for engagement, add engagement. If it's to gain new referrals or awareness. So it could be anything that you're trying to get. It could be that you've chosen a referral customer group. But yeah, be specific about what type of goal that is. And then tell me about the audience. What do they like about your business? Why would they choose you over a competitor? What don't they like? Where do they engage with your business? So try and be specific here because we're going to get some real insights. And you can really, if you don't know too much about this audience, make an action point to the side where you go and you dig deep on who this audience group is, what they like, what they don't like. You can give them a name. So really try to get under the skin of them. What brands do they like? So once you've done that, we're going to move on to the next one. So select next. This is your targeted messaging. So I want you to really think about that specific audience, not your broad audience. I want you to pick one message to target them with. And we're focusing on this group specifically. So again, don't panic. The rest of your marketing is still specific to a broad approach. This is just about this group. So we've got a formula on here. If you are, and you can name the target audience group. So it could be something like, if you are in the wellness industry and struggling with giving yourself time back, I can help you to take that time so you can feel the benefits yourself. Something like that. So I really want you to think about that, and you can write that in below. So start to think about what that pain point is for that audience group specifically. Has anybody got any challenges at this point? Because I know it can be a lot. Yeah, again, I can't see the chat if there is anybody struggling with typing in this.
Nope, not so far. I think
no, everyone's
good at the moment. Yep.
Cool. So are we all on track and not getting too far ahead? Okey-doke. So what I'm going to talk about here is your customer journey tracking. So you'll see on this next page, we've got various different areas, and we've got what we can select to be able to get in touch with each of or the different areas of these. But I'm going to talk to you about this circle of growth here. At the top, you can see you can attract people. This is all about top of the funnel awareness. And what we want to do is get in front of as many people as we can. And then we move on to conversion. So once we've attracted them to our website, for example, we want to then lead them to conversion. Ultimately, when we've got them there and they've transacted with us and they've spent money, we want to make sure that we retain them and they keep coming back to us, which is where they become an advocate. So we can learn about them being an advocate by them leaving us reviews, by repeat purchases, or by them referring to other people. So what you'll see on the customer journey tracking is you can choose various different activities at each stage for this. Ideally, I want you to select one between 1 and 3. Don't go crazy. This is something you're going to have to do. Don't select things that you are already doing. And if you do select something like networking, I want you to really consider whether you're going to meet those right type of people for that group at your networking events, or do you need to change your approach and network somewhere else? Again, if you're writing blog content, are you writing the type of blogs that are going to attract these types of people? So really think about that. Those activities on the awareness section, are they really aligned with the audience group that you are trying to get in front of? Now, once we've attracted them, we know that we need to convert them. And you'll see under convert and consideration, this is where they're making the decision to work with you over working with a competitor. So this could be where you've got your free consultation or your discovery calls. It might be that you've got downloadables on your website where you can capture information about people. It could be that you're doing retargeting ads. If you're spending money in this area, you really need to consider whether you are attracting and converting the right type of group of people and whether you're getting the results that are really right for your business. And if you're not, then you need to reconsider what you're doing and align it so that it's targeting this group. That message we put in page before needs to be something that can be translated through these different activities. When we come down to retain, this is all about how we get businesses to work with us again. So we need to be thinking about regular check-ins, whether that's relevant for your business, whether it's a service business that you can check in after a certain period of time, or if it's a product business that might need to be restocked, then it's something that needs to be something you can automate within your business. Customer feedback surveys, lots of businesses are afraid to do these in case they find out something they don't want to know. I'm really open-minded to those types of things. I think it's really important to make sure that you've got that information to be able to pick up trends and move with the times, and make sure that you've got the information to make the changes to your products or services. It can be really valuable to help you understand how you retain more people. And then your loyalty and making your customers advocates so they share with others about their journey with you, whether that's a product or service. So a referral rewards program, if you find that some people are already passing you on to other people, can you encourage others to do that? That would then be kind of rewarded for it. Early access, so almost treating your customers like they're VIPs can help to reinforce that advocacy. And then surprise gifts and delights. So we like to do this for our clients. We just randomly surprise them with some cake. It never goes. Everyone leaves happy that way. So just select on here a couple of things that you want to do. If they're things you're already doing, just make sure that you're going to target these and use the activities in a different way than you already are, because we are trying to simplify what you're doing here by fine-tuning the messaging and really targeting a certain group of people. So once you've selected those and you click the generate blueprint, you will see that you've got a almost like a PDF, and you can PDF this. It will talk through who your target audience is, what you want to achieve, so your goal with them and by when, who the audience are, the message you're going to target them with, and then your customer journey plan. So it's a really easy, nice way to really think about the group that you want to target, and put a plan together that's not too heavy with too many activities. And what you'll find is once you start to roll that out, you won't be able to roll it out straight away off the back of that. What the next step after this is really thinking about, okay, so I've selected I'm going to do social media content. For my wellness customer, what is it that I need to put in those social media posts that are really going to help them to move on to the next stage? So where do they go once they see that social media content? You might be thinking to yourself, I'm already posting all the time on social media. Let's be hypercritical here. You look at the content go to the page, wear the customer hat for this group, and look at the content and really think, is that going to engage them? If they're already engaged, great. But then why aren't you getting business out of them? And if you are getting business out of them, even better. But hopefully you've picked an audience group that gives you an opportunity to attract new business, as that's the whole point here. And if you haven't, go back, start over, and start with one that is a new opportunity for you. Once you get to kind of thinking about how you're going to convert people, again, you're going to have to look into some stats here. So maybe this is another action point for you. If you're sending emails but nobody's opening them, if they are opening them but they're not clicking them, and if you're actually not getting the business off the back of it, it's something that needs to be reworked and reconsidered to make sure that you are moving in the right direction and getting new business out of this group of people. How many reviews have you got on Google? That's a really good way of attracting people, but it also lets us know that other people are becoming advocates of our business. So just consider all of those kind of different points around what you've got there in your blueprint and what do you need to do next to actually push this along. So yeah, your blueprint's really just a way for you to kind of focus and fine tune your marketing. I'm hoping you have found it really valuable, and it's a really good opportunity for you to be able to kind of realign and focus on a specific group. If you would like to continue the conversation, of course we can book in a free follow-up, so you can discuss your blueprint with me, or if you've got a specific marketing challenge. We're a strategic marketing agency, so we start with businesses who have business goals and something that they're trying to work to. So businesses might come to us with a challenge like, I want to drive more traffic to my website. And we always start with an audit. So we audit a business. We get to understand what's right, what's wrong, where they're positioned right now, so we can then create a marketing plan and strategy to get them to where they want to be. So if you'd like to book a free follow-up, please email me directly. Connect on LinkedIn if we're not already connected, or if you'd like to join me for some more kind of webinars that we're doing directly, you can join us for what we call the Conversion Sprint webinar. This one on the 1st of April, and we've got a couple of others after that as well. On that, we're going to be talking about measurable value. So what you're doing in your business around giving. So if you're doing any corporate social responsibility, charity, sponsorship, educational partnerships, any environmental stuff, ESG, is how you communicate that with your audience, but also maximize the opportunity for the business. We've got lots of resources on our website which are available. So we've got pre-recorded webinars that you can continue to learn more about marketing, articles and free downloads and paid for downloads as well. They're all on the resources page. So I hope that was useful. Remember to keep your marketing simple. It shouldn't be too complicated, else it's too hard. If it's too hard work for you, it's too hard work for people to work with you. So I'm Lydia from We Do Marketing, and we're here to help businesses do more and better marketing.
Perfect. Lydia, thank you very much for that really informative speed run of what I'm sure is a tool that might require some slight more thinking behind it. But before we do go on to the Q&A, there was a couple that joined slightly late. Do you mind, Lydia, if we just quickly go back to the slide with the QR code for those that joined slightly later to take part in the form to generate their blueprint whilst we do take a few questions. So a couple of people were commenting throughout about the form. One that stuck out was from James from Simtech. James, you mentioned being a manufacturing company, you had to deal with you have multiple different customers from different industries. Did you want to unmute and elaborate and kind of ask a question about how the form can be filled out regarding that?
Well, what it is for us, I mean, I'm just looking down our client list now, and you know, from the top down, I've got a military company, a company that does radar, then a scientific company, then a ground detection company, then an audio company, then a fire safety company, then a medical company, and it's, and the list goes on.
Yes, yeah, you've got lots of different segments in your orange.
Yes, very
Yeah.
much.
So,
And
yes, I come across this all the time, and it's very easy for me to kind of sit here and say, just focus on one. What I'm trying to help people to do is not to have such a broad message where everybody can come to them. And what you can do with this, you can help to kind of focus on individual target groups, and then you can target them specifically. So I'm not saying ignore the rest of everybody else. Your marketing will still appear to all of them and do a good job for you, hopefully. I mean, come for an audit and we'll tell you. But what we want to do is specifically target one of those. And you can repeat this process for each of those groups as well. You might find that you can group them together sometimes based on maybe a product that they buy or the service that they have with you. So quite often we'll do campaigns around that. Rather than thinking about the industry or the customer type, you can switch it and think about, okay, this is our service or our product, and we're going to go from that angle if you've got lots of different groups. But yeah, maybe think, I mean, if inside that orange, you've got those 12 different segments, you could give each of them a different name, and you could work through this process for each of those individual ones. And I probably encourage you to anyway, because the way that they come to you, the way they work with you, the marketing that they see, you can then start to automate some of this in the background rather than it having to be super manual. That's the point, is trying to simplify.
Would it be all right to take a screenshot of that QR code?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. And then I can use it. I can use it multiple times over, as it were.
Exactly. Yeah. So there is a start again button, so you can print your kind of your blueprint for each of those groups. And I just encourage you, when you are thinking about it, is really put the hat on of the person in that business that you will that will ultimately make the decision to work with you or not.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, James. Thank you.
Thank you.
Vicky had a quick question as well. Vicky, would you like to unmute and ask as well?
Hi, Lydia. Hi. I'd love to attend a couple of your webinars. But I can't make all the dates. Will they be recorded or?
Yes. Yeah, they are. They're recorded, so you should be able to access the ones from before. They'll be on our website under resources, and there's always the strategic ones from before as well. So yeah, you can kind of work through the strategy sprint, and now we're on conversion sprint. So yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. And Liam, you had a question as well. Would you like to unmute and ask? And whilst Liam's asking his question, if anyone else had any further questions, please do put those in the chat. Sorry, Liam Moore. Oh, unable to mute the room is very loud. No problem at all. I'll ask for you then in that case. Liam's question was, Lydia, you mentioned that social media is a waste of time. Was there any reasoning behind why?
If you're posting without thinking about who you're without strategy behind what you're doing, it's a waste of time because there's no real intent. So when we're talking about social media, and I see lots of businesses do this all the time, they just post for the sake of it, or they feel they have to, or we've got to do 3 posts this week because of the algorithm. And I see it a lot, and it doesn't have a great impact on your business. So for example, being much more authentic with your content on LinkedIn is going to get you the engagement that you want, not just posting for the sake of it.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, I think so. And leads on quite nicely. Angelica was just asking about where your email was. So I don't know if you probably need to go back to the slide where you've got your email on there as well. So
there you go.
Liam, then again, if that didn't quite answer your question, there's Lydia's email for you to ask further or connect with her on LinkedIn to do so. If we don't, does anybody else before we conclude today have any further questions? We've got a few more minutes to go for the session. So if you did have any further questions, now is your time to ask. Feel free to unmute and ask away.
Lydia, just a quick question. If I would like to have a follow-up session with you, probably it will be online as well, and then we decide the dates and time.
Yeah, if you want to email me and we can have a follow-up, just let me know what your availability is, and then I can come back to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazing. Clarity counselling and life coaching. Sorry, you unmuted. Was there any question on your end? No, not a problem at all. Okay, well, that brings us nicely to the end of this session. Like Lydia mentioned, her email address, QR code to connect on LinkedIn, and then links to further webinars are all just on the screen now. So for those of you who are wanting to interact further, that is the best way to do so. This session has been recorded, so the slides and recording will be sent out to you with all of the QR codes on the back end of the session anyway. Like I said, I've been Henry from the Kent and Victor Chamber of Commerce. One final massive thank you for Lydia for hosting this session for us, a really informative one. Hopefully a lot of you have taken some really practical information away from there. I've got my plan on how I'm going to sell more sponsorships. So Lydia, thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Thank you all ever so much, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.